Welcome to another video of Behind the Clips. Today we're going to take some shots with all my different lenses. I have a 16, 25, a 35, a 50, and an 85. So we're just gonna roll with it for a few seconds. I have a barn way back out here in the distance. So basically we're gonna start with our 16, your master shot, the wide shot, and work our way up to an 85, and you can really see the distance with the camera not moving. So you can really see your frame each time you change the lens. So I'm gonna pop this bad boy. I'm shooting with my Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and it also lets me take images. So I'm gonna snap a photo while we're rolling with it, and then I'll put them all side by side so you can see, and we'll do some different locations. So we're gonna start with the barn. There she is, she's a beauty. This is the Vedra 16 millimeter, and it's a T-stop of 2.2. Very gorgeous lens. Careful in the snow that you don't drop these bad boys because they're pretty pricey. So you don't want your sensor exposed for too long, so you really want to get that lens on there as soon as you take it off, the lens cap off. Easier with the two-person job. One person puts it on, the other person will hold onto the lens if you have a previous lens on here. And then say, got it. We'll take that off. Let me see my histogram right here at the bottom right. Bottom left, my bad. All right, exposure is pretty good. Everything in the trees is super focused. I would like to focus there. We'll do a nice, everything's focus shot. 25 millimeter lens, same brand. All my lenses are the same brand. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch that lens out. And then my lens cap for this. Ah. He's got springs in him. And there we go. If you wanna find your lenses faster in the camera bag, go ahead and label them. You can buy your own label maker, super cheap. There you go. 2.2, S-stop 2.2. We're chopping more off the barn. Some wood is coming out on the right side, so we're starting to zoom in closer. Bottom of the cap for the lens and the camera one, because I don't want my sensor to be shining bright here. So I'm going to take this off. Got a button right here. Pop that cover on. Vedra 35 millimeter at T-stop 2.2. And they all have red dots on the lens and on your camera, so you know exactly when it clicks on, so you know how to line it up. Ooh, we're getting so much closer. Okay, I'm gonna fix my focus. Woo. Again, I'm not moving camera at all, okay? I do not want to move this lens so you guys can physically see what we're focusing on. Okay, I'm not moving the camera and I'm not panning over. So what we're focusing on by the end of this is a surprise to both of us. We have the 50 and then my favorite, the 85. Okay, so you can see how far we're getting here. The Vedra 85 millimeter T-stop 2.2. Clearly all of mine are 2.2 f-stops, which is a good investment. The better the T-stop, that lower the number, you can really control your depth of field and they get more expansive. Woo-hoo-hoo, we are very looking at the top of the barn here, okay? Let me turn that aperture, kind of, there we go. Let me get everything in focus here. So you can see I can really focus on this tree alone or put it more over where it highlights more of the back. So I'm gonna focus on the tree. So what I'm gonna do is put this on side by side so you guys can see the photos, what they all look like. I would like to find another location. And this time I'm gonna do this the smart way. Start with an 85, that way I'm already focused on a subject, and then work my way out. What we're focusing on now is the pine tree with the flag right here in the middle of the yard. I'm gonna roll with it. This is the 85. I got it right on the tree, right on the flag. And let's go to the 50 millimeter lens. Put it on the 50 millimeter. taking off the camera cap, the lens cap. The red dot is on my left side here. Line them up. You don't force lenses on either. If you're not lined up, it won't go on. If you are, it'll insert very easily, so never push it. Let it match up to the thread. All right, this one, I'm gonna change my aperture here. Next 5 is the 35. Barking dogs. I want this long without them barking, come on. All right, it is what it is. I live out in the middle of nowhere and there are dogs, so deal with it. All right, this is my 35. Again, f-stop, t-stop is 2.2 because they're all the same. Click. And lens cap comes off. Goes in the pocket with his friends. All right, we're getting really further away here. Get my lens caps ready. All right, we only got 2 more. We got my 25mm and the 16. We're going to the 25 right now. This is what you have an AC for. They get you all the cables you need and the lenses, and they do the slate. So I could literally just be standing here on my camera the whole time while my AC, which is assistant camera, would go and get all my lenses for me. All right, we're very far out now. I'm gonna change my lighting. ISO staying at 200. We're outside. I'm just gonna adjust this aperture. Good, right. I have it in focus. 1 more to go, and then we're gonna go inside because it's cold outside. And I like to have my lenses right next to me so I don't have to do all this nonsense with being careful than I would be. Because if my camera bag's right next to me, I don't have to cover my camera each time. But look at me doing it with my gloves on. And here I was afraid earlier. Look at me grow. So this is the 16mm. We are far out, man. We are wide. All right, which is exactly what this lens does. And we're done outside, yay! All right, we got the 16mm on. We are focusing on that display, the picture frame with the angel. So I have my camera on, I have the frame. We can see that we have lights in our corners because we are now indoors. It's nighttime, so I had to bring in extra light instead of jacking the ISO up and have this grainy. We ain't doing that. So we are ready to go. Aperture is great. All right, so this was the 16mm. Let's go ahead and put on our 25. Line up your red lines. You'll hear it click right there. Turn to the right. You can see we got tighter now. Again, I did not move camera whatsoever. The only thing I'm going to do is make sure we're in focus. To the 35. This is the darling. This is the baby right here. Lens cap. I have a button on the side of my camera that releases the lens on the camera, so even if you bump it, it doesn't just pop off. My guy's right there that I had to push. This is to the 35. This one is the lens cap. It's in my pocket. You always keep them in your pocket. Easy access. All right, so 25 is going back on there. We're on a 35. Take out your lens cap so you can actually see what you're supposed to look at. Okay, so now you're seeing we're getting closer. We're taking off this chair. We don't see this side light anymore. That is right there. We don't see any of that. All right, let's give it a focus. All right, we're gonna have our 50 ready and handy dandy. 50. Take off this lens cap. Press my button. Turn it to the left. It will release as soon as it gets to that red dot. Click. Lens cap. The 35 mounting cap here. He lives on that side. Take off this. Now we barely see the chair. Really zoomed in. Now we're moving on to the 85. There's your sensor. So there's a red dot right there. I'm gonna match it up to this red dot. I heard it click, turn. There you go. Take off that lens cap. This one's a 50. Put that baby back on. Put him in his home. All right. Let's see what we're looking at, shall we? It's gonna be a nice shot. All right, this one's really focused on our painting and our angel. Okay, let's get it zoomed in on here. So this is the distance I am. So we have that nice close-up shot. That nice close-up, and we are this far away. Okay, we don't see any of those lights. If I wanted to get more of the pink and green lights, like I have set at those two tube lights, this one and this one, I would bring them closer, because we don't really get any of those lights. You see just a faint bit on the wall itself. So let me take you a look in my camera bag here. So we do have the 85 on right now. I also have an external battery. I have a V-mount going on, and I just used zip tie Velcro strips. You can buy them in a pack very easily. So this is a V-mount battery, because this battery, the Blackmagic batteries, are not good. They die so fast. So I have two camera bags here. This one is the lens and some chargers for fast charging. So this one goes to my V-mounts. I have a couple in here that go towards single lights, like these ones on these lights. And those batteries are in here. I have a bunch of them. They're this one's NP750, NPF770, okay? My monitor uses these that go on top of my camera, not my director monitor, and my tube lights use them, so I bought a bunch of them. These ones are the railings that you would use to put on your tripod like this, so you could put your a focus puller if you have one of those guys. This guy would be on there, so he could do the lens. So I have my 16 that lives here, my 25, my 35. This is the kit lens that I don't ever use. This one's a 12 to 35. I have my 50 here, and my 85 lives there. And don't ask me what the order, I just picked them and ran with it that day. So this one is lenses. My camera goes right there. I have two Blackmagic cameras. So the other one could live here, so they both safely have a padded cushion. I have a light, a headlight for my head, because you never know when you're packing gear in the dark. I have extra chargers with my batteries going ready right there. More cables. Yes, this should be more organized, but it's not, so don't yell at me. Light tripods, specifically for those. I have two of these light tripods that I absolutely love. My gimbal is downstairs. So those were some examples of what lenses look like, keeping your tripod exactly where it is, with a 16mm being your wide, your master shot, 85 being a nice close-up. So if you want any other videos, recommendations, put it in the chat below. I will definitely be filming more behind the clips, because it's fun and I love filming. So I've been doing better at making sure I got some behind the scenes for you guys. So put in the chat what you want me to do next. Bye.